Brightest blessings, everyone. Psychic medium Elizabeth Grove, the Paranormal Priestess here. Thank you so much for joining me today on this channel. I really appreciate each and every one of you, and thank you for hanging in. It's been really exhausting energies, very intense energies with the Lion's Gate, and it's literally been kicking the beat out of me. So I've really had to just take a little bit of time to rest. I'm not exactly there yet, and I'm sure all of you are feeling a lot of this intense energy, in every single way, including your physical body. But I wanted to really talk to you guys about what's happening, because it's really important that we know and we understand that so many changes are taking place now on the planet. So many changes are taking place also within your world. So let's get into some of these things. Because it's really very, very vital time of change, I really have to say. We are now in this incredible reset. We're going into 0 point, and the new earth is rising. What does that mean? That means that there are so many corrupted power structures that are coming down, and as well as they should. And this means that you are going to be getting your power back. You are going to be able to create your own reality without having to be hooked up to the matrix, to the 3D matrix, to the corrupted authority that has been really controlling us, controlling our minds, manipulating us, and doing so many of these very hidden things. And so we are seeing the collapsing of this. We're in a lot of different retrogrades, so I'll just mention some of the retrogrades as we go along. I have some of my notes here because I don't want to forget anything, because I need to keep you guys informed, because I know that you are feeling so much of this. Many of you are really gifted empaths, I know, because I read so many of you, and it's good because you're really feeling what's true versus what's illusion, and so many of the illusions these days are being exposed, and they're being exposed in really big ways. And we are really seeing the exposure of so many systems, so many groups, things like what's happening in government and with our justice system, and what's happening with dark tech and education, and I mean, you name it, science and research, and all of these different areas, entertainment, and we are getting to understand where the dark agenda has had their hand in it and has been really feeding us illusions and really distorting our minds. And we are now realizing that we're not going to let these corrupted power structures control our minds anymore, and we are in charge of our own reality. So it's really important to understand that we are being unhooked from the matrix, so to speak, and these corrupted systems, these corrupted groups even, we are getting to understand what's been behind all of that, or behind the curtain, or in the dark basement, so to speak. And it gets to be really interesting when that happens. A lot of shocking things come up, and then in other ways, things that we kind of felt but we didn't trust, where we felt the red flags, and it's just confirming it. So it's just really interesting. So manipulation tactics that include dark secrecy, dark occult manipulation, rites like black magic rituals, and how that has been applied to government, to the entertainment industry, how it's had its hand in so many things. Things like contracts and vows and agreements that have not been for your highest good. These types of things coming up, and it's for us to realize that we have obviously lived in a 3D reality. We've lived many lifetimes. We also are connected to our ancestry, and all of this has been the old karmic grid. We've been hooked up to the system, and this is about freedom. This is about freedom and understanding false power versus your real power, false power versus divine power. We have Saturn retro, right? Saturn retrograde, and it's going to shed a lot of light on so many things. Saturn's all about foundation. It's earthy energy, and it's going to shake up a lot of things like relationships, different types of relationships. And if those relationships have been on shaky ground, if they didn't have a firm foundation, if there was something that was illusionary or delusionary about it, that's when this stuff comes up to the surface and become conscious of it. So this is happening on the world stage, but this is also happening in our own worlds. So just realize that as we go along with this. Issues with false power, value imbalances with control, false masks, illusions, delusions, all being addressed now. Again, we're going to see this play out on the world stage, but also how we have contributed to that, where we have believed the illusion, where we have created these different types of false masks in order to feel safe because we didn't feel safe in the world, in the 3D matrix. These are subjects that are going to be very important at this time. Now we have a Neptune retrograde, and Neptune retrograde allows the rose-colored glasses to be removed. So anywhere where we haven't been seeing the truth, it's been fantasy, so to speak, or illusionary, we are going to be able to see the stark reality of things. And that's what I really love about Neptune going retrograde. Now Uranus retrograde, now that's going to shake some things up, bringing up very unexpected change, helping to bring a new order, helping to liberate us from what's not serving. So how you relate to these types of things, it's going to be on an individual level, but of course there's so many things that we do share. There are a lot of different trauma themes that we share. So false power, false value, how you relate to power, how you relate to success, how you define that. Do you feel small in the world? Where have you placed a lot of limitation on yourselves? Where have you placed boundaries? Where have you not come out of your comfort zone? A lot of it not feeling safe, having fear, not being in your power. These are going to be really big themes for us to really understand. Now, the Matrix, yes, we're going to definitely understand so much about a lot of the dark agenda that has been going on. Okay, toxic programming time is over. It is time to take your power back. And I wanted to also mention too that includes things like social media, algorithms, and just how, again, the Matrix has been controlling your reality, how there's been a lot of very corrupted power structures wanting to keep their hold, and that hold is not going to be able to be kept any longer because it is New Earth time. So that's really very hopeful news. Some of the things that do come up, and they come up in the spiritual community, and I've talked about my own personal experience with this, false light teachers, false light healers, okay, false light groups, things like that. They are going to be exposed. Structures, again, they're going to be collapsing, and you're going to understand the reality of some people, and it gets interesting, but it's good. It's all a very, very good thing, right? And to remember that these are all lessons. So if you have fallen into anything where you were connected with a group, say on Facebook or something, and you really thought that what they brought was authentic, and then you started realizing that there was just a little bit of a culty kind of feeling to it. You definitely caught some signs or some red flags. You felt it, but you didn't trust it. you're going to know the truth. You are going to know the truth about that, okay? And this can include some people on YouTube too, their channels, any platform. We're going to understand, who's truly authentic and who is not. So Chiron, let's talk about Chiron, because we haven't talked about that. It's a minor planet. It's named after a Greek philosopher and teacher healer. And it represents our major wounds, our deepest wounds. And so with the Chiron in retrograde, we are going deeper than we've ever gone before with healing the deepest layers of us. And because of the time that we're in, so much of it is, of course, it's related to the power and the value and the worth. I'm also getting, for those who really want to get recognized or want validation, where there is imbalances with that or needs that are there with that's something to look at. Anything having to do with power. Anything having to do with power. Anything having to do with imbalances of power, distorted power, distorted patriarchy. And this could be with government, with education, with science and research, with religion. It could be in all those different places, and we are disconnecting ourselves from it, and we are clearing out that programming. So important there, but to know that this is an important time that we are going to be healing so much, so rapidly from now to the end of the year. It's really going to be such a shift. So shift happens. What could I say? Some of the wounds that are coming up that are front and center right now, we always talk about rejection and abandonment. Yes, that will definitely be in there because, of course, that affects our self-worth and our value and how we feel about our own power. Control, and we talked about that, control issues and power struggles, judgment, behaviors and patterns that haven't served, narcissistic behaviors or alpha female, alpha male behaviors, harshness, forcefulness, pushing too hard, too much resistance, combative approaches. Some people combat their shadows, and I want to talk more about that in another video, but if you are in that combative or that resistance type of mode, that can really create a lot of stagnant energy, and you may feel like you're just not moving forward with that. So that's something to look at too. Fight or flight mode, that has to do with not feeling safe. Panic, anxiety, security fears. Security fears, not feeling safe. Now I want to talk about the fact that the security fears and not feeling safe, those are very much related to the base chakra, and there are a lot of people out there that really need to pay a little bit more attention to the earthy part of themselves and to realize that the earth chakra, the base chakra, at the bottom of the spine, that is the foundation for the rest of your chakras. If that is off, and you are someone that's always in anxiety or someone who doesn't feel safe, doesn't feel secure in their body, secure in the world, has health issues, mental issues, emotional issues, then this is one that you're going to want to really get stronger. You want to have that balance there, that strong foundation for the rest of the chakras. So just keep that very much in mind with some of the things that we're talking about, that this may be you, that you may need that stronger base for the rest of you. Mercury retrograde, yes, Mercury retrograde coming up, and we know that that's about going back and finishing up a lot of things, looking at things, reviewing things. It's communication issues, right? Computers or conversations, writing, emails, all of those things. Just prepare to be a little bit confused, right? It can be very frustrating, right? But this is really giving us the opportunity to shift big time. So I can't fit everything all in one video, obviously, and I don't want to do that. But I just want to give you guys some idea as to what's happening now and how it's impacting you, and that the earth is ascending and having these corrupted power systems, these structures collapse, and this is also impacting yourself as well, and the programs and the beliefs and the masks and all of those things that haven't been your true power. So it's happening hand in hand. It really is. Some of the questions, hopefully this helps you out, some of the questions that you can ask yourself at this time to help you to make these shifts, make the most out of them. Where have you been viewing yourself as a victim? Where have you thought yourself to be trapped or felt trapped? Where have you been limiting yourself? Have you been out of bounds and balance with control or authority? Where have you rejected or abandoned your own needs, gave away your power, perhaps a people pleaser? Do you need to be validated outside of yourself all the time? Do you need recognition outside of yourself? And if so, why? What are the real reasons? Are you constantly in competition with yourself and competition with others? Just, it's never enough. Never enough. Do you feel like you are always doomed to fail? Are you fearful of success? Are you never speaking your truth due to fear? Perhaps fearing that there will be a conflict if you do speak your truth? Do you view yourself as small in the world? Do you prize yourself with always being able to win, get your way, or play the game? Do you need to always boast, show off, be an attention seeker, even if it means falling into very toxic patterns and behaviors such as lying or using? How do you personally define value and success? And is that in alignment with what you are showing others and what your actions are? So Uranus retro, just to also add in, gives you the opportunity to have really big realizations as you transform your biggest fears and go beyond your limitations and comfort zones. So the aha moments that you're going to have are going to be huge. The realizations, understanding more of who you are, understanding how you yourself have been impacted by society and these really toxic programs, how you have taken on that, you've created these false masks. You'll understand more about how your ancestors suffering, them being victims, or them living in a very limited way, just merely trying to survive, their stories, their dis-eases. You'll understand how that's been impacting you, how you've been carrying those ancestral wounds. You'll understand just a lot more as to who you are, and that you are really here to create change and be a leader, to inspire, to create, to bring peace, to be an example of unconditional love, of unity. So it's going to get really very, I can't say it enough, just we'll say very compelling. How about that? We'll use that word. It's definitely compelling. And I know just how difficult doing this work can be, but we are just going through this incredible reset, and we are changing. Everything is changing within us. From our DNA being activated, our cellular system, just everything, and the entire blueprint on the planet is changing. So with change, of course, sometimes it could be a bumpy road. Sometimes we are exhausted, and we've already visited lots of different traumatic themes or trauma themes before, and we do have to go back in. But to know that I am with you, so many people are with you, and the collective is just going through this transformative time so that way we can be who we truly are without not feeling safe, right? We can be who we are and do what we came here to truly do, okay? Not to work slave to the grind and do what people expect or what society expects, but to be authentic to ourselves, authentic with others, authentic in all of our relationships. We're here to experience spiritual love, divine partnership. We are here for change. So if it is feeling lonely for you, or it has been feeling lonely, please don't give up. Realize that this is an enormous time of power, and that you are so supported by not only myself and in this entire beautiful collective of angelic starseeds, but you also have so much support from your spiritual team, from God, from Goddess, from Jesus Christ, from however you view power, the universe, divine power, divine source. You are so supported, and you will succeed. So please just trust. If you are looking for more support, I am here to do very detailed channeled readings. I am a divine channeler as well as a psychic medium, and you can check out some of my services on theparanormalpriestess.com. I'm going to leave that all in the description below, and I would love to be able to work with you. I also offer light language to be able to help to shift your energy, help to activate parts of you. And I'm also here for spirit extractions for those who are guided to assist very personally with clearing out some of what has been interfering. So thank you so much for listening, for watching, and thank you for subscribing. I love you all, and remember, from the heart of the darkness is born the light. Brightest blessings, and I will talk to you all soon. Take care. Bye-bye.